Hello and welcome to another beautiful day here on the Oregon coast. I have to say we don't have that many beautiful days because it does rain here a lot. So when we have the sun, what do? We take advantage of it. So today we're going to head across the bridge and over into Washington. That's right. Just a quick trip for us across the Megler Bridge and we'll go into Washington. Today we're heading to a lighthouse. Love lighthouses. And we're going out to Cape Disappointment. I promise it will not be disappointing. These are the jokes. But this lighthouse is actually not Cape Disappointment's lighthouse. It's one just 2 miles away from it. So why don't you come with us as we enjoy our day? Okay, here we are just about to leave Oregon and head into Washington. So here we are going to take the 101 and we're going to go over the Megler Bridge. Okay, so now we're gonna make our way to the lighthouse and the parking area. Take a look at these. There's all kinds of trails that you can take. These tell you the different trails. But look at that. Oh, can you see it? Gorgeous. Sure. It's nice because they tell you easy, moderate, which is nice. And this is also a map of the different places. So we're here at North Head. And we will be walking out to the North Head Lighthouse. When we come back, actually, we'll take the trail and go out to the Bells View Outlook because that's pretty cool too. Come back, there's actually 2 ways you can walk out to the lighthouse. So you can bring your doggies and so walk your bikes. It's such a pretty walk to come along here with the trees. It's so quiet through here. And ironically then when you round the corner, you go out to the lighthouse, then you can hear the waves, feel the wind. Yeah, you can hear the ocean, but it's still quiet. So here are, we'll take a better look when we come back. We can go up to them, but this is the caretaker's cottage, the lighthouse caretaker. And then I believe I think that one is the actual caretaker's cottage. And then I think that is the assistant caretaker cottage. The cool thing about these is actually, believe it or not, you can spend the night in them and not just as, you can stay actually as a guest. You can rent the cottages out. I actually looked them up to see the price points of them, and they are a little pricey, but really, actually, the fact that you can see how large they are. What it said was there are 3 bedrooms, 1 bath in each of them. So you could hold a lot of people. I looked at off-season, the larger can be over $400. Actually, excuse me, peak season. Off-season about $250 to $300. Now the assistant caretaker, which is a little bit smaller, that one you can rent in the off season. I think I said was about $150, which really is not bad. We have off season, what they call a shoulder season, which I believe that starts in April and goes to June. And then of course our peak season is summertime. So, but I found all of this information if you go on and look at Washington Parks. And in Washington Parks, they actually tell you all the information. They have phone numbers you can call to rent them. Sounds like fun. This is one of my most favorite reveals. So when you go down this path and you see the blue of the ocean, and today with the sun out, oh my goodness, just gorgeous. Look at that. So beautiful. Excuse me, I have the hiccups. But my goodness, how beautiful it is today. Wow. You can see down there on the beach, way down there, there's people. Walking. We can get to the lighthouse soon and see the top of it right over there. So as you can see, out there is the jetty. And of course, before they had the jetty, it was pretty treacherous to sail up to the Columbia River. So that is the opening right over there, Columbia River. And that's what they call the bar. That's the bar. That's where the bar pilots come out. We did a video on the river pilots, but we also mentioned bar pilots, and that's where they come out to help the ships cross through. And this is talking about the evolving view. Before the North Jetty on the Columbia River was completed in 1917, most of the land in front of you did not exist. This photograph taken while the jetty was under construction. So this is the photograph that was taken. Elephant Rocks, Dead Man's Hollow. This photograph while the jetty was under construction shows the area between the North Head and Mackenzie Heads, still largely covered by seawater. So what it says is the shoreline was transformed by construction of the jetty system. River currents were dramatically altered, more than 600 acres of new land made of Columbia River sediment. The sad thing is this was called Dead Man's Hollow because this was a small cove right there, purposely named for the deceased mariners who frequently washed ashore once open to the sea. It's now a forested wetland. Wow. My goodness. So, very different now. As we said, there's that jetty that's out there. So now we're going to turn and walk, and here's the beautiful view of the lighthouse. And actually, this is one of 2 lighthouses that are really close by each other. I apologize if it's very windy. There's actually another lighthouse that's just over there That's how treacherous this area was, that they actually needed 2 lighthouses so close to each other because of this area. So here we are. So we're paying attention to this guy who's down here fishing. Probably not the safest area to fish. Look at those waves coming in. Okay. Wow. He's brave. Definitely brave. I don't think I'd do it. Sure is beautiful though. Designed by Carl W. Leake, North Head Lighthouse consists of brick masonry built atop a sandstone foundation and finished with cement plaster overlay. 69 steps lead to the lantern room, which is 65 feet from the ground and 194 feet above sea level. The first order Lewis Solder & Company Firenze lens, which was transferred from Cape Disappointment Lighthouse, was lit for the very first time on May 16, 1898. North Head is the most intact lighthouse station in the Pacific Northwest. All of its original buildings remain standing, including the tower, 2 oil houses, 2 residences, a barn, a chicken coop, and garages. Okay, so I think this is really interesting. So as we said, there's the oil house. So that would be that building right there. And then right next to that, that's the workroom. Workbenches, tools, supplies, routine maintenance, lighthouse lens were kept there. Of course, up at the top there, that's a lantern. Originally, the lantern housed a first order Frenzel lens visible 20 miles at sea. The lens is on display at the Lewis and Clark Interpretive Center, which we've been to before. So this tower, before electricity's keeper carried 30 pounds of kerosene up North Head's 60-foot tall tower to fuel the lens. Wow. And of course we said that was the oil house over there, which is pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. So typically women cared for families and homes while their husbands tended the lighthouse. Mabel Bretherton, the only female lighthouse, the female keeper at North Head, did both jobs single-handedly. A mother of 3 and widow to a lighthouse keeper, she served here from 1905 to 1907. Wow, that's pretty amazing. North Head Lighthouse went into service on May 16, 1898, and so did its 3 keepers. Living in semi-isolation, the head keeper and 2 assistants worked 8-hour shifts to provide 24-hour coverage. So the lens was lit from dusk to dawn, with cleaning and maintenance performed during the day. In 1961, the lens was automated, ending the era of traditional lighthouse keepers at North Head. Fascinating. So this is really interesting. So this is the original GPS. Long before smartphones, the global positioning system, mariners used lighthouses to navigate the coast. Ship captains carried charts describing the unique signature light patterns, daymark colors, and coordination locations of the lighthouses along their routes. Once a tower was observed, they could verify their location. This shows a picture of them building it before. Look at that. So the daymark was the solid white exterior with a black roof. And the signature was 2 white flashes of light every 30 seconds. Can you decipher the signature daymark and coordinate for Lighthouse Head? Wow. So there it shows the solid white exterior. So each lighthouse has its own mark. Not only the paint on the outside, but also the light that's inside. So then they would know exactly where they were located. So as I was saying before, 1 cape, 2 lighthouses. So Cape Disappointment Lighthouse. Cape Disappointment is only located on the west coast with 2 lighthouses within 2 miles of each other. Look at that. That's crazy. So you are here. So we are here right there. And then that one is located just a little bit over. Crazy. So that's where we are. And then as it said, the other one is located over on Matthew's Head. Just kidding. It's located way beyond that. A Coos Hens area marine beacon was put into the lighthouse August 1st, 1961, and the light was automated in December of that year. The original first-order lens is on display at the Lewis and Clark Interpretive Center in Cape Disappointment State Park. The fourth-order lens is exhibited at the Columbia River Maritime Museum in Astoria, Oregon. So right now we're going to go the other path that goes up past where you can rent those the lighthouse keepers' cabins, and you can actually rent them, as we said before. So we're going to walk up that path right now. So here is one of the lighthouse keepers' cabins that you actually can rent, like a Airbnb. So as you can see, North Head Lighthouse. This is the Head Lighthouse Keeper's residence. It is now a vacation rental. You can see number 2. Pretty cool. And then you can see here's the other one. I like this little light. Look at that. gorgeous day. Gorgeous. And these are neat. This is the Lighthouse Keepers store, it says. Interesting. Houses. I wonder if one time they held horses too. They didn't have cars when this was first being built. I don't really know. So I think this is the assistant keepers. So this is actually 2 places that you can rent. Here as well. So this is the assistant lighthouse keeper's residence. Look at those. Pretty cool. Look at that. They get chickens, something? Not sure. Oh, there's a trooper dog. Hello, the troopers. Are you having a good time or are we taking too long? Huh? We're not walking fast enough for you? Yeah, we're not going in there. Not our house. Pretty amazing though that you could stay here. We've wanted to do that. I'll show you, they have in the parking lot, they have pictures of what it looks like inside, so I can show those to you so you can see, but pretty neat. Get some guys doing some work out here. Gotta keep the doggy hydrated. Having a little sip of some water. Oh, goodness, you're thirsty. Was that good, troops? So as I was saying before, you can rent out the Lighthouse Keepers residence. And this kind of shows you what it looks like inside. So each residence sleeps 6 guests. The upstairs rooms accommodate 2 queens, 2 twin beds. 1 unit is ADA accessible with the bed on the lower level, which is nice. That's kind of what the kitchen looks like. There's a living room, a dining room, living rooms. Pretty neat. A library, board games, TV, DVD players, no cable or internet, so definitely keep that in mind. Availability and reservations, 1-800-1888-226-7688 or visit WashingtonGoingToCamp.com. I also had looked up, when I looked up some of the information here, I looked up the state park, and that's actually where I found a link to it as well too, but obviously calling that would be fantastic. And you know, it looks like it definitely can, you know, book up in more of the summertime months. Right now is probably the time where it didn't look like anyone was even in it. Of course, we're just a Monday, so and make sure no flip-flop sandals. Definitely important. So, tour requirements. I don't think they have tours anymore, do they? You know, a lot of this, of course, has changed because of Corona, the pandemic, but I know things are kind of trying to go back to how it was before. Lots of hiking trails around here as well, too, to do, which is neat. This is down Beard's Hollow. We actually passed by it when you're driving up here. It's pretty amazing. They have this, this would be great to bike on because it's just a long way. It's paved as well, but there is a bridge, as you can see too. So definitely fun. So there you have it. Gorgeous day today. So this actually was 2 videos. I started one video doing the lighthouse and we walked down to it, and on the way back, when we were walking back up, Ironically, I didn't realize it, but I had it in slow-mo. So these are filmed about a month and a half apart. But we were waiting for another bright, beautiful day so we could come back over here to finish it up. So I'm glad that I'm able to finish up this video and get this out to you. So, hey, you know, if you are ever in the northern Oregon coast or very southern Washington coast, it's definitely worth it. There's so many different lighthouses up and down the coast, and obviously this one is absolutely amazing. It's a very, as you can see, pretty short walk out there to view, and gosh, beautiful views. You know, sometimes you can even see whales out there, but it is just amazing. It's definitely worth the walk. So as always, we're so happy for you to come with us as we go beyond our four walls.